Yeah, sorry, this isn't really like a funny video unless you stick in, I don't know, can Sausage Rambler appear somewhere? Editor? Make it so. What's going on, everyone? It's me, Alex the Rambler, and once again, we're on Hearts of Iron 4. Today, I'm going to be doing a save game that was sent to me at the start of the month, the start of June at least, and it's by a fella called Owen. Hello, my name is Owen. So I was playing Germany for fun, and I conquered the Benelux quickly and then France. When he had decided to have a kerfuffle with the Soviets in 1939, he thought he could beat them easily. He called in all of his allies. However, it's now 1942, and he hasn't even gotten past Russian-controlled Poland. So it hasn't gone well for him. Oh, and also the Allies have landed in northern Spain, and he's trying to mop them up with garrison units because he can't deploy any more troops as there are none in France. So he has no garrison units either. So this one does seem like it could be a fun disaster game, or one that's going to make me tear my hair out. We'll see. We'll see. So here it is. Alex, I need help. Now, I don't know if I'll do regular saving your disaster games. I'm not really sure. But if you would like to see more, of course, do let me know. We'll begin, shall we? That's it. Just comment, like, and subscribe, please. This will also be kind of good if you're looking for a tutorial of how to play. I'm sure most of you do know how to play, and in fact probably could save this game better than my attempt will be. But just looking firstly at the situation, yeah, they really broke through here. I don't know how this happened, really. Italy appears to have done really dumb naval invasions, so we just have to forget about those. Greece hasn't been conquered. We also have that, yep, the Spanish invasion over here, and there are literally no garrison units, so France could just be taken back. That's a bad thing. We need to sort that out. So what I'm actually going to do is abandon Nationalist Spain. Unless there are any troops in the queue, there are not. So yeah, I'm going to make an executive decision to abandon them. I don't know why they don't have a field marshal either. Let's just get Gerd, and then begin to garrison the area. You really don't want to leave your ports unprotected, especially from the Allies. They will just naval invade you. So at least if they do naval invade in the tiles next to the ports, you'll still be able to garrison that area to a decent degree. Then, next, as you can see, we're out of fuel, and we're not constructing anything, so I'm just going to construct all the refineries we can get, because I believe that Romania is out of... Well, we've lost the oil that you could have got from Romania. Is that right? Yeah. So if you wanted to trade for fuel, or oil, you can't, really. Well, we can from Iran, so we'll try and get, like, the bits of fuel that we're able to. Anything will help at this point, but that's pretty much all we can get. You're trading for steel when you don't need to, so that will free up some more factories. We're also if I were you, I would trade with people that actually deserve it. Vichy France, they're not going to be helping you in any way, so if you do need aluminium, trade with your actual nations that need the factories. I'm going to go off total mob, because you've got 95,000... Actually, we'll see if that recovers. This might be okay now. You've got service by requirement and then total mob. You have taken 1 million casualties, but your deployed manpower is only 1.5 million, so you shouldn't be in too much of a stretch there. Now, this will become... essentially, Spain is going to fall, but then we're going to have a backup line here, and I'll show you what we'll do. We have, like, a spare army here, so I'm going to use this as my, like, reserve, and it looks like there's a fort line in the mountains too, which is great news, so we'll stick them there. So if we looked at the state of infantry divisions, they're 20 combat width. I would always stick in... oh, you haven't got it researched. When it comes to those, I would always stick in signal companies, as they increase your initiative by 20%. So it can reinforce into a battle quicker, which is really... You need that. Our tank divisions are really bad. So this is probably why you're wondering why you couldn't push with your tanks. It's because they're not fit for purpose. You should try and make most units either 20 combat width or 40 combat width. I don't believe that has changed over time. So if you're looking for decent divisions, I'm just going to actually remove these light tanks and stick more medium tanks in. So we're going to have 5 motorized and 5 mediums. I'm sure people in the comments, if you can explain why 20 combat width and 40 combat width are the meta, please do. And then we're also going to get rid of these Lich divisions. Increase the breakthrough on water. And then we're going to send these down to Greece. So I'm actually going to remove them from the Soviet front. But if we can capitulate Greece, that'll free up more troops here. Right, now for this front, it's looking a bit dicey at the moment. So we're actually going to try and strengthen our position by going behind rivers and using natural terrain to our advantage. So we're actually going to let the Soviets probably advance a little bit. It's a little bit of a dicey strategy because you might lose a few factories, but I think overall this will probably be worth the exchange. Give him logistics wizard, decrease the supply you're going to use here, increase the division recovery rate. So there's loads of things like little maintenance things like this which you could have done to help. I don't know if I can fix this, by the way. This might still be a complete disaster, but I'll give it the good old Rambler try. Add in a Chief of Air Force. Now let's look at your production. It all looks okay, I think. You don't really have enough on fighters. I would prefer 25 factories on fighters if you could. Let's reduce the speed and actually press play and see what happens. So abandoning an ally isn't really a very good thing to do, obviously. But in this situation, they're kind of a bit worthless. They shouldn't have been called into the war. They should have just been left out of it, really. Now, I'm not saying all of the decisions that you've made have been terrible. They're just not what I would personally do. Okay, it's looking in terms of the air. It really comes down to fuel. Where you're lacking fuel, it's going to be such a problem for you. So if we can't fix the fuel problem, this might be a save game that just goes into the abyss. But we'll try. You've got 9,000 artillery, so I'm actually going to reduce that down to just 2 artillery a day. And stick some more on tanks. The same with support equipment. You've got quite a lot. I don't believe any anti-air has been produced. So where I don't think it's going to be likely you'll be able to get air superiority anytime soon, we're going to focus on that. You also have maxed out air experience. So we're going to change the... I think it's the engine of your Fighter 2s first. I'm just going to take out all of your motorized divisions. So we can hopefully just reduce the amount of fuel you're using there. Okay, let's start doing the more research here. I would like to probably switch Dispersed Industry 5 with signal companies. Yeah, sorry, this isn't really like a funny video unless you stick in, I don't know, can Sausage Rambler appear somewhere? Editor? Make it so. But all we really want to focus on is stabilizing the front here. They're naval invading the Caribbean. Okay. Well, we'll let that happen. Increasing the speed of our armour, I think, will probably be quite nice. We have 10,000 spare motorised. Okay. Hoo-wee! So I'm sure you'd have different strategies, all of you commenters. So if you do have... I don't know, let me know what you do differently, because I'm sure this isn't the optimal way, but... You know, what you can do. Let's issue war bonds. Oh, we can develop the oil fields here. Yep, just develop them wherever we can. So this situation, it just requires a lot more micro than I would usually do. And where I have quite a bad condition in my wrist, it makes it tricky. We'll try though, we'll try. If we had fuel, it would make this situation so much simpler. Is Japan... Okay, they're at war with the Allies too, so at least the Allies' attention is split. And it looks like Japan's done a nice job. Oh, okay, Japan's doing really well. And as you can see here, it looks like our line might hold for a while. They'll probably keep force attacking, which will reduce their amount of equipment that they have. But they have between 5 and 9 million manpower. I don't know why you have 132 transports either. Okay, so yeah, they're trying to land, but where they don't have any ports, I don't think they're going to get very far, or at least they shouldn't. It's a dicey situation we're in. I think if we can just take Thessaloniki, that'll be a nice boon. That'll cut off this section in Greece. They're already struggling, I think, with attrition. I found what was causing all of the fuel issues, well, mainly, is you've got 192 ships or something over in the Baltic Sea. So, no. Spain will fall in a matter of days. I'm just trying to make sure we don't get naval invaded to heck. Ignore the pitter-patter of the mic. It is the rain. This is dicey. Really dicey. Like, we're protecting Danzig, so they won't have a port for very long. Well, they don't have a port now. It's just going to be taking out their little invasion. And we are getting forced back on the front line here. Up here, looks like it's the same situation. They don't have a port, so we can just, all day long, we can... Oh, they have decryption. We're going to lose Memel, so we'll have to fall back behind the line there. It is actually really dicey. The fact that there's just no fuel, it makes it incredibly difficult to give your units what you need. Because in all honesty, it's like it's a fixable situation as long as you have fuel. Fuel is king. Since they added that feature in, if you don't have fuel, you don't have the ability to do anything. So that's why I'm not using most of my navy anymore. We are a couple of weeks away from getting some... Oh yeah, we encircled the Greeks, by the way, of the tanks. We are a few weeks away from getting more refineries, but it might be too little too late. We don't have enough divisions to hold the line. Hold the line! I really hate when units auto-attack to try and take back a point, which it's pretty clear you don't want them to. Free Republic of Catalonia. Ah, okay, let's try and truck down there if we can. Dutch East Indies has capitulated. That's actually great news. God, this is when I get serious, isn't it? Serious Rambler. Doesn't happen very often. We'll just have to keep trying to inflict as many casualties on the Soviets as possible. Okay, so at the moment, they can't attack Vichy. There's like another 20 odd days before they can invade Vichy. So I'm going to have to fall back once again. Just kidding, I can't. This situation is becoming impossible without fuel. I'm now not using the navy at all. My allies have oversupplied the region. Okay, the refineries are going to be on their way soon, but I don't think it's giving me that much. Yeah, when they start to invade Vichy, the whole of France might fall at that point. Then it's going to be a proper NC... No, not an NC, just a disastrous situation, even more so than this one. I originally thought that this one would be okay to fix. I was wrong. If I could just take back the Romanian front. That might be where I have to send my tanks. Greece is gone. Alleluia. Let's try and take back Bucharest. Oh, I'm a bit of a moron. I really should have done that. Oh my god. We're in a positive fuel scenario. Oh. Could this be it? Could this be where it turns around for me? Unlikely. Oh, no, just kidding. This is where the crying begins. Jeez. This is going to stretch me even more. I'm at my limit. I'm at my limit, I tell you. At a time like this, Hungary's proclaiming Greater Hungary. What an absolute bunch of plonkers. Makeshift bridges. Nice. That's a very nice trait we've got with Rommel there. If we can just get across. Come on. If I had fuel and aerial superiority... it's be going so much better. It's Vichy France that's really... Like... Can I not even push the British back a tiny bit? Come on now. Well, I've managed to do all of this without aerial superiority, which I'm more than impressed with. And oil. I would say that this is in a saved state at the moment. I don't know. Would you agree with that? Like, our borders are secure-ish, and I'm fending off pretty much every invasion, except, like, you know, they're pushing up in here a little bit, which is frustrating, but it looks like they're holding well enough. Here is a concern, and my lack of fuel is also a concern. Hold on, they've just made a beachhead. Okay. Like, the Allies are going to be taking a fair amount of casualties down here. I think they've just pumped just a ridiculous amount of divisions down here. They'll eventually push through, I think. Oh yes, Japan! My beautiful boy. This is mental. This is absolutely mental. Like, no wonder Japan is managing to push, because everything is on me. Look at the attrition they're taking just by staying on these tiles. Shite, they've got a port. Okie dokie. Let's see if I can save this. This might be it. Oh my gosh. Ooh. This is just coming down to microing now and keeping an eye on where they're invading from. Soviets appear to be doing like a whole thrust everywhere. Oh my god. Just the fighting strength of these units just gets absolutely annihilated. Japan's capitulated New Zealand. Okay, what about the Raj? Raj is halfway there. Wow. I was going for an encirclement around here, but I won't be able to get it. So I'm going to have to fall back. Like, it's being held on by a division of freaking Cav. Denmark joined the Allies for no reason. Cool. Oh, was that the Raj that capitulated? It was. Oh, I don't know why, but they seem rather weak on... Oh, they might have withdrawn a load of troops over to the Japanese border, maybe? So this might be my time to just give it a go. Or this just could be my death now that I've done this. Italy is a bit screwed, but I reckon I could just do another backup line there if I needed to. Oh, Japan was called in. Nice, that's why their front line has collapsed. So it just took some patience, so a lot of planning, and we appear to be holding everyone. They've lost 11 million compared to our 6. Ooh, it's just unfortunate that... modern blitzkrieg, off we go. And a nice encirclement to finish. Alright, so I think that's where I'm going to declare this one, you know, saved, sort of. I think we've done pretty well to turn this into a playable state now. You know, we managed to actually push the Soviets. We've taken back a lot of Romania. That's going to just get crushed. Greece fell. Italy's a bit dicey. You have the Allies held on the border here. But yeah, I think that went as well as it could. Japan really helped. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this disaster save. I declare this one saved for the most part. Just make sure you keep a decent amount of fuel, keep your anti-air up, and try and recruit some more troops to deploy, because you'll need them to push on to Moscow. But yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Toodaloo. Many thanks to Onion Duck, Seth Katastovic, Maximilian Foreman, Wyatt Green, Zachariah Mosby, Kaiser Davidrist, Tad House, Colby Was Taken, Active Osprey, Matt Zuvu, Just Made This for Alex, Whoop Whoop, Vaish, Warren P. George, Gregory Craven, Dave the Don Lambert, Valhalla Halls, Goosey Dibs, Ya Boy, Wombat Cookie, Daff Falcon, Ryan Cock, Jack Truco, Aidan Shear, Jiggly Crotch, Used Beef, Sean Young, and Logan Whaley for being ridiculous Rambler supporters on Patreon, and many thanks to all the patrons too, other patrons too, oh my god.